Thanks everyone for joining. Hello and welcome to the webinar on the CHEAPR expansion and dealer platform updates. My name is Lori Demain. I'm a program manager at the Center for Sustainable Energy, which is also known as CSE. CSE is the program administrator for the CHEAPR program. This webinar is going to be broken into 3 sections. The first section is for dealerships that are already enrolled in the CHEAPR program. These dealerships are familiar with how to submit the standard rebate at point of sale, but they'll need to know how to submit the Rebate Plus application at point of sale. The second section of the webinar is for dealers that are not familiar with the CHEAPR program and will need to know how to enroll and set up their accounts. The last section is how to submit the standard application at point of sale. This webinar is going to be recorded and posted on the CHEAPR website for future reference. And we will be pausing after each section for questions. Feel free to put your questions in the chat, or you can ask during the pauses. So starting March 28th, dealerships will be able to apply the Rebate Plus new and used rebates at point of sale. Previously, only the standard rebate could be applied at point of sale. So consumers will be able to apply for a CHEAPR pre-qualification ID for a Rebate Plus new and used that can then be redeemed at the participating dealership. Also starting March 28th, there will be 3 ways for applicants to be eligible for the Rebate Plus new and used rebates. Applicants only have to satisfy one of these 3 ways to be eligible. They could either reside in an environmental justice community, they could participate in a qualifying state or federal program, or they could be income qualifying. The applicants will need to submit their application at the online application before they purchase the vehicle. The applicants will be emailed the pre-qualification ID, which is valid for 1 year. The standard rebate is only available at point of sale, but now can be combined with the Rebate Plus new for applicants that qualify and have their pre-qualification ID. There is no way to receive a standard rebate and a Rebate Plus new rebate post-purchase, so if one of your customers thinks they may be eligible, please direct them to fill out the application online before they purchase the vehicle from you. Rebate Plus used can be redeemed at either point of sale or post-purchase. Rebate Plus used is the only rebate available for used vehicles, and the applicants must qualify by one of the 3 ways previously mentioned. All right, I'm going to pause now for any questions. Please put them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and just ask. All right, so for dealerships that are already enrolled in the CHEAPR program, you will not have to re-enroll. This section is going to be covering the application process changes for Rebate Plus new and used at point of sale. For dealerships that are not enrolled, I'll cover how to enroll and set up your account in the next section. In this section, I'll be covering how to start an application, what information is needed, how to submit the application, and how to review the application from your dashboard. So the biggest change in the process is highlighted in red, and this is where the dealerships will enter the pre-qualification ID. So to start an application, first you need to log into the dealer portal account, which can be accessed at the CHEAPR application tab on the CHEAPR website. Once you've logged in, you'll be brought to your dealer dashboard. Whether you're a primary contact or a dealership employee, the process for applying is the same. So the next step you want to do is to click on the new application button, which is highlighted here in red. After clicking new application, a new window will pop up and will ask you to verify your applicant's eligibility. So here you would want to enter either their driver's license or their pre-qualification ID. If the customer has been pre-qualified, you would pick the pre-qualification ID option and enter their ID. If the customer is pre-qualified, you will not have to enter any more of the customer's information since we already have it in the system. If you enter in the customer's pre-qualification ID and you get a message like the one in red, it means the CHEAPR rebate has already been claimed. If your customer believes this is an error, please have them reach out to us. They can call or they can email us. If the customer is not pre-qualified for an increased rebate, you can enter in their driver's license to verify their eligibility for the standard rebate. The next step in the process is to accept the terms and conditions. Once you check that box, you can continue. And then after accepting terms and conditions, you will be prompted to enter vehicle information. So here you would want to enter the VIN number, the make, the model, year, whether the vehicle is purchased or leased. Please make sure that the rebates are clearly listed in your purchase or lease agreement. You can combine the standard and the rebate plus in one line on the purchase and lease agreement. So at this point in the process, you can either save the application and finish it later, or you can continue and completely finish it. So now you would like to review all the information and then upload the documents. For examples of the supporting documents, you can click the blue question mark and a pop-up will show you examples. So then you'll be prompted to confirm that you're ready to submit the application. If you are, then you can click Submit Application. Okay, I'm gonna pause now for any questions you have. If you could put them into the chat, that'd be great. Okay, the next question, is there a specific link for the customer pre-qualification? Yep, so the link is it's called the CHEAPR application on the CHEAPR website. So you would log in through that and create an account as well. And it will prompt you through the prompts. And then you'll get emailed the pre-qualification ID. Yep, so the next question, very similar question. The link to the pre-qualification ID application is the same link that the dealers use. So you would create your own account using your email address and information, and then it will take you through the prompts to get pre-qualified. Okay, and then the next question, I believe, so customers get an extra rebate for applying pre-rebate. Yep, so there's an increased incentive called Rebate Plus for customers that are pre-qualified. So if you qualify in one of the three ways, now it's either residing in an EJ community, you can be income qualified, which is 300% federal poverty level, or if you're enrolled in one of the qualifying state or federal programs, you would get your pre-qualification ID, and that would be an additional incentive on top of the standard rebate. Let's see. So the next question is, do we need to upload all of those documents or just one of them? I imagine this might be about pre-qualification. So just for pre-qualification, you just have to satisfy one of the three ways. If this is for uploading documents for the dealership, we would need all of the documents. Okay. Yep, so the next one was asking about the slideshow. We can definitely email the slideshow to all the webinar participants. Okay. And then question was, have any dealers reviewed this approach prior to launch? See, we do have like a platform that's very similar as far as like what we already have now. So it's just adding that extra element to it. And then for the next question from Craig, if Janaea could answer, it'd be really helpful. But he's asking on the lease contract, should the rebate be entered as a down payment? I believe it's just entered separately. I don't know if our operations manager, Janaea, should be on the line.
Hi, Lori. Yes, I'm here. Craig, you should be entering the CHEAPR rebate as its own separate line rather than a down payment.
Great. And I'm just going to take one more question, and then we're going to move on. Thanks for all the questions, everyone. So the next question, the last one is there a cap on purchase price of the EV? And yes, there is. The CHEAPR program now has an MSRP cap of $50,000. Great. Thanks, everyone. All right, I'm going to continue now. So for dealerships that are not already enrolled in the CHEAPR program, I'm now going to review the process of dealership enrollment and how to set up an account. In this section, I'll be covering how to enroll your dealership, how to provide banking information so you can be reimbursed for the rebate, and how to manage employees and how to create a login account. Overall, this enrollment process is straightforward. It does have some specific requirements, such as a primary contact undertaking this enrollment process. It's really important that someone at the dealership who's an owner or a manager is the primary contact that enrolls the dealership. Every dealership is allowed 3 accounts under the dealership. One's for the primary, and then 2 is for the 2 employees. So the primary contact will enroll the dealerships. They'll provide the financial information, and then they can manage the employees who submit applications as well as submitting applications. So the employees their function is to submit the applications. So this is what the dashboard would look at like. Well, sorry, this is what the dealership enrollment page looks like. If you are a dealership and you have not enrolled into the CHEAPR program, you can enroll by either visiting the link on the screen. We're going to also post this link in the chat for you now as well, or you can reach out to us and we can send it to you. So once you follow the link, you fill out some information, and then you click enroll. It's important that you use the email that is associated with your dealership that you check, because we're going to be sending you the confirmation email to this. And it's also the email you're going to be using to log into your account. So just make note of that email. So after the primary contact enrolls, we'll send you a thank you message. And then we'll do some confirming on the back end, and this should take about 3 days to get your confirmation email. In the confirmation email, we'll have a web link for you to continue the process for enrolling. The web link will have a unique ID. And this unique ID is important because it links your accounts to the dealership. So please make note of your unique ID as well. So the web link will take you to a page to enter your unique ID. From the enrollment email, you'll then click search dealership. Once the dealership has been found, the primary contact will be prompted to create a login account for themselves. You'll need to enter your first and last name, email address, password, click submit. You'll then see that your account has been created. From this point, you'll need to enter in your banking information. And you want to click edit dealership ACH information. And here you'll enter in your dealership ACH information. So it's also important to note that only the primary contact can enter in dealer ACH information. So it'll kind of take you through and ask you if it's a checking, savings, your banking routing number, your bank account number. If you have a question about what these could be, you could click on the more information button and it'll pop up for you. So make sure you double check everything. The CHEAPR program is not responsible for incorrect or inaccurate ACH submissions. And once the information has been double checked by the primary contact, you can click save changes. This will bring you back to your dashboard. And then after you edit this, you can start managing your employees. And here you click the Manage Employee button, and a pop-up window will come up for you. And you can invite your employees by putting their email address in there. Once the employees create their own login account, they'll be listed underneath where it says employees. Here, this is where you would manage the employees. If you want to delete an employee, you would put an X and then click remove. Since you only have 3 spaces, if someone leaves and you need to add someone else, you can remove them and then invite the new employee to come in. It's also important to note as well, if you need to change your primary contact for any reason, to contact us and we can help you with that. So at this point, the employees can then create their account. Same process as the primary contact. They can either create their account through the link that's sent to them from the invite, or they can create their account by going to click here if you're a dealership and then entering their unique ID to find the account. So again, this is what the dashboards look like for the primary contact and then for the dealership employee. So the primary contact, they'll have access to the account details, dealership details. They can edit the ACH information and they can manage and edit the employees that have access. Both the primary and the dealership employees will be able to submit applications, and they'll also both be able to complete unfinished applications by any of the dealership staff and check on the status of any submitted applications. So yeah, that's basically it for enrolling dealerships and getting accounts set up. I'm gonna pause now and check the chat for any more questions. Okay, so the next question is how long between pre-qualifying app to approval? Janaea, do you have a sense of how long from pre-qualifying to getting their approval ID?
Yeah, so that can depend on the method by which the consumer is trying to apply for pre-qualification. So for instance, if they're doing it through a residence and environmental justice community, that can be very quick. That can take maybe a couple of business days. However, if they're doing it through something like income verification, that can maybe take a little bit longer because it's a more it's a longer process. But I would say between the two, I don't imagine that it'd be more than 1 week.
Great, thanks. And the next question is also an operational question as well. Is what if our system doesn't allow for us to separate rather itemized rebates? For example, our manufacturer rebate along with the CHEAPR rebate will be listed as a total lump sum of all rebates. What do we do in that case?
In that case, what we'll do is we'll ask you just to itemize the rebate separately, like on via email on a if you have like an incentive breakdown sheet or something like that that you could send us. You can also just break it down via email.
Great, thanks, Janaea. And the next one's for you as well, too. Can you please confirm what constitutes the MSRP value? I have been told It is before destination charge and any accessories or ads, but no one seems to be able to confirm in writing what number we should be confident using.
So the MSRP is what we go off is what's listed on the OEM the manufacturer's website. So whatever, and we do that via trim level. So you know, if one of the trims is under the 50,000, that trim level will qualify, and if another trim is over, then that one would not qualify. But we use the manufacturer's website to obtain the MSRP.
Great, awesome questions, everyone. Thank you. So, yep, Paul's asking to review the incentives for participating dealers. I can definitely do that at the end. I'd be happy to. Next question is, how do we change the primary contact information? So you would just need to reach out to us. For the primary contact information, you can either email us or you can give us a call. Next question is, you say there's a $50,000 cap on sale price in order to qualify. So the vehicles that are eligible have an MSRP cap of $50,000. You can go on the CHEAPR website too, and I'll have a list for you if you have any questions on what vehicles are eligible. Next question is it mandatory for dealers? One second, sorry. Is it mandatory for dealers to participate in this program? Our new Lincolns are not eligible, but in the future, some used vehicles might be eligible. Why are things like this always put on the dealers to administer? So I wouldn't say it's mandatory. I don't know if, yeah, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, only the panelists can speak to this. But if you'd like, Linda, if you could reach out to us and we could have someone from Connecticut Deep reach out to you and let you know if your vehicle was eligible and they were used, you would be eligible for this rebate. So yeah, if you want to reach out to us, we can have someone from Connecticut Deep reach out to you. Okay, I think that's it for now. Thanks, everyone.